Hello and welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Last time we finished up our meetings and talks and stuff after we got out of Kamra, and then we started talking to Ulfar, the space wolf, to learn about his planet, his people, all sorts of stuff. And then we also did what else did we do? We talked to other people to be like, what exactly is happening. So once we finish up with Ulfar and check with everyone else to make sure no dialogue options or anything, then we'll head out and do the different things because we got a lot. Like, look at all those companion quests, and then we have 4 of these. Chapter 2 is still missing for some reason. I don't know where else. Oh, we also got the advanced auger race, so we can deal with that.
Raise our cups. Not everyone is grand. The wolves do not take orders from outsiders. We keep the old ways, not the Codex Astartes. We fight in packs, and we are trained and healed by our wise rune and wolf priests. We do not find honor in adorning ourselves in laurels, but instead etch the full names of our fallen kin as a promise of vengeance, and draw strength from that promise.
What do you believe in?
We believe in the great wolves, in the deadly Blackbane and fierce Drakan the Thunderwolf, in the redoubtable Hagar the Mountain Wolf, and in the Bloodied Hunter. In the wolf that stalks between stars, who follows us wherever we may go. And in the uncanny two-headed Mordkai, guard of the realm of the dead. Of the great wolves, some show us their favor. Others are more malign. But each teaches us a lesson. For that, we praise and honor them.
I didn't know about the different wolves that the space wolves had. That's one thing. I know about the chapters, like I know each chapter, or each legion. I don't know much about the chapters because there's just so many. And it's basically whatever you want at this point. Like, you can have blood angels who are actually into fire and want to kill people using fire, and they're immune to fire, stuff like that. You could have salamanders who focus a lot more on their forging than anything else, stuff like that. So I'd never heard of Blackmane and Draken the Thunderwolf. These are cool. Two-headed one that sounds like Mordkai is almost like, what's his name, Fenris. Yeah, that's cool. Does that mean you do not believe in the immortal Emperor of humanity as a god? They do.
The All-Father is not a god. He is the best of all
really?
humans, our perfect forebear. His blood flowed through the veins of Layman Russ, and Russ's blood flows in me. Does that make me a god? My respect for him has no end, and I am ready to die for him. But what place does faith have here? Is the All-Father like the massive Iron Wolf, whose every tuft of fur forms a mountain on the surface of Fenris? Or is he as enormous as the Sun Wolf, which rises to hunt every morning and fills our world with light? The All-Father is not a god, but the highest of humanity. Ordinary humans struggle to grasp this. But we, his warriors and offspring, Remember the truth.
Yeah, since I know the lore, I know the Emperor is not this god they portray him to be. Besides maybe a chaos god at this point, the spirit of him would be. But, the Emperor was a man, and he did die. And he was just he's a superhuman, but he wasn't a god, so.
It makes his deeds all the more glorious. Battling gods is child's play when you yourself are a god. But if you are a man... now, that is the stuff that sagas are made of.
Yeah. What else do your wise priests do?
Lacan the Ruined Wolf once shared the mysteries of the healing potions and the secrets of magic sagas. He taught them to see the past and future in thrown runes, to call down storms, and to carve powerful talismans.
You suddenly feel a whisper of something menacing radiating from Ulfar. A necklace of various formidable-looking teeth hangs around his neck, and the teeth are carved with intricate runes. Cool. Is that a powerful charm?
The All-Father gifted you with strong intuition. This was made by Skadi Twice-Thinker. The spirits liked him, and one could feast a whole long Hellwinter night to the words of his saga. So keen was his mind. He was my friend.
Interesting. You spoke of full names that give you strength. What is your name in this case?
Ulfar Redmane. That is what my brothers call me.
Makes sense, because you have blood on you all the time. Given the warrior's boastful nature, the indifference with which he revealed his name is surprising. It seems he does not trust you enough to disclose his true name.
Do you? And there I was, about to round off my story with a short 400-verse saga about the gifts of Lacan the Ruined Wolf. Should what I told you reach other ears, I shall take your tongue.
How did you end up here?
What do you want to know? What brought the Space Wolves to the Expanse? Or
Yes.
how I ended up in the non-human's Dark City?
Yes, both. How did you come to the Kronos Expanse?
An inquisitor by the name of Calcazar put out a call for aid. My wolf lord did not refuse him, and had 2 packs deployed to the Expanse. We never trusted this ally, but a blood debt for a service rendered in the past forced our hand.
Interesting. Though it wields immense power, when it comes to the Astartes, even the Inquisition chooses to make requests rather than commands. The Space Wolves are not known for being close allies of the Inquisition. How strange, then, that the chapter sent not 1 but 2 squads in response to this request, when 1 squad alone is capable of crushing a planetary uprising. Yeah. 2 packs just like that? The Space Wolves must have taken this request seriously.
Insightful. We'd had no dealings with this Calcazar before this, and we did not trust him. 2 packs meant twice as many eyes to watch out for his games and schemes. And then...
And then?
The Coronis Expanse is a wild hunting ground teeming with prey. And the Space Wolves will be the first to turn its snow scarlet. The Jarl decided to send the most indomitable hunters who hunger for honor and bloodshed. 1 pack would have fulfilled its duty for the sake of pride, but 2 would seek to outdo each other for the sake of glory.
What debt did you owe to the Inquisitor?
He saved our brother who had lost the pack and was unable to look after himself or the chapter's honor. Calcazar returned our brother to Fenris and kept secret the misfortune that had befallen him. The Jarl knew that the Inquisitor's actions were driven by opportunism, and the desire to have us mighty warriors in his debt. But honor forced him to be hospitable to the stranger, and swear an oath of friendship.
Okay. Why did the Space Wolves not trust the Lord Inquisitor?
The Inquisition. Pah! Rats! Scurrying around the Allfather's house and ruling it in the Master's absence. Cowards they are. The last into battle, but the first on any war council. We saw what they were worth in the months of shame.
You know the story. After the first war of Armageddon, in which the Space Wolves and the forces of Armageddon fought off the terrifying incursion of the archenemy, the Inquisition ordered that the heinous event be covered up and the planet's mortal defenders be thrown into labor camps and sterilized. Who are Armageddon? Oh, is that a planet? I'm gonna guess that's a planet. Armageddon Warhammer. Yes, Imperial Hive World, located 10,000 light years from the northeast of Terra in the Segmentium system. Okay. So that did not end well. The wolves defended their erstwhile comrades and evacuated many people to Fenris. The confrontation ended in a bloody massacre, and the courts of the Inquisition have not appeared in Fenris's system ever since. Yeah, if you screw over the people, you're gonna get your entirety slashed in half. That's not cool. I've also met Xavier Calcazar, and I Yeah, I don't trust him. He is suspicious.
We also decided to be cautious. His words flowed like honey, and he seemed an honorable man. But lies always look like truth, don't they?
Yeah, it's a little convenient for him to be like, oh, I'm gonna take power as the warden of the entire expanse, basically making me the tyrant of the entire system by taking all the warriors and dealing with this scourge. But what happens after? Maybe we do that thing where we sterilize and then camp everyone. Maybe we just blow up several planets because we think they're deemed fallen. Stuff like that. You never know.
That arrogant chief thought he could give us orders. But we wolves have always followed our own instincts and hunted in our own way. I wager that boiled his blood.
What do you know of Xavier Calcazar's plans and objectives?
In warm furs, the old man does shroud his body. In cloaks of secrets woven, shrouds the sly man his plans. To know his dire purpose, swallow not the words of poison, but his gristle.
Okay, I think I understand. Basically, he's hidden in shadows and lies, but you should listen to his actions, not his words. Yes? Maybe. I don't know. How did you end up a captive?
We had gone on a raid for Xenos prisoners and fell into a trap. We had no war machines to support us, and some of our squad were wounded. So, we were forced to retreat. I ordered my battle brothers to leave, but I remained behind to meet our guests. I do not know how many of the feeble wretches I slew, but I would have killed even more had their towering piles of bodies not hindered me in combat. They wounded me and captured me. They froze the joints in my armor. When they dragged me to their ship, 2 of my battle brothers descended upon the Xenos and tried to free me. An insane plan, but it almost succeeded. Almost. And so, there were 3 of us taken captive. And then there were 2. And then I was alone once again.
Dang. What happened to them?
They fell with honor.
Who were they?
Their saga is one I will not sing to you. You have spilled no blood with them, nor shared with them meat unmured. Their spirits might be outraged if they knew I had sung of their deeds to a stranger.
Dang. I'm sorry they died.
Yes, so am I.
Tell me about Kamra.
These are dark days you are asking about, Edfater. Let my keen-edged friend be a witness to the ferocity of my words. I was given to Tarvantius for his amusement in the arenas of Camorra. Astartes are a rarity, and he sent me out there to kill gladiators. Living as an inglorious butcher and a Xenos' puppet, I hated it constantly, every moment. I had to take care of my mind before it was twisted to the 7 hells. Every morning I made entreaties to the Allfather, and every night I appealed to Russ. I trained my body, read the litanies, and in the darkest moments, I recited my own saga. I recalled every battle, every wound, every brother. And that is how I survived. I always survive.
That's interesting.
This was a bleak saga, Edfator.
Tell me about yourself.
Instinct bids me to...
Never mind, you
Fenrir-
got nothing else. Oh, so nothing too good with him. Hey, Mirazai.
Rogue trader.
I wish to know more about you and your
Ask
cabal.
your questions. I will decide which is worthy of an answer.
You were the Drakon of your cabal. What does that mean exactly?
The Drakon is the first among the blades of the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest, and the Drukhari who stands but one rung below the Archon. The Drakon leads raids and wages wars against other Cabals, keeps the arrogant true-born and half-born upstarts at bay, and has the pick of any opponent in any battle. Irimaris used to have others in her inner circle, but I ensured that they all disappeared one by one, and that their successors were too terrified to take their place. That was when my sister engaged an incubi order to serve as her bodyguards. Incubi do not respond to fear or bribes.
What sparked the conflict between you two?
Must there be another reason beyond survival and ambition? Camorra does not tolerate weakness. Camorra respects only strength and cunning. Either you climb upward on the corpses of your enemies, or you become one of the steps underfoot.
She was your sister? We knew this.
We shared the same blood, and we emerged into the world from the same womb. We were both true-born, and we both stood above the scum that comes from tubes and vials.
How is it that the great and terrifying Mirazai was only the Draken of the Cabal and not its Archon?
Keep your arrogance in check. Irimaris was clever and deadly, and if I had underestimated her abilities and strength, I would have been food for the Urgals long ago. The very fact that she surpassed me speaks for itself. I refused to give her cause to cast me out as a traitor. No, our rivalry, our little game that ran since our birth, took time. And another thing, when you're at the top, you need something to stave off boredom. This game amused us and terrorized the rest of the Cabal.
Nazrake and the Cabal of the Black Heart, what is their relationship to your Cabal?
The Cabal of the Black Heart is the most ancient of all the Cabals, and the largest. It casts a shadow over all Camorra, and when the Black Heart strikes, you submit or you die. The Reaving Tempest was not prepared to perish, so when the Black Heart's shadow stretched as far as us, Irimaris' predecessors chose to bend the knee and become their vassals. Irimaris never liked the Cabal's subordinate position. Her words, and sometimes her actions, directed against the Black Heart, prompted whispers of discontent and fear among those who served her. I was not willing to renounce the protection of Asdrubal Vekt's own Cabal. If I had succeeded in overthrowing Irimaris with Nazrake's aid, many within the Reaving Tempest would have supported me.
Tervantius the Arch Machinator. What is your connection to him?
Tervantius was Irimaris' ally, not mine. The Reaving Tempest is his patron, and patron also to the Witches of the Arena. I have had cause to seek out his artistry several times, and each time with difficulty. Of late, he's been gone from Camorra more often than he's been in it. He was probably in one of his lairs where he hides his other experiments and creations.
Do you have any idea where his other layers might be?
After Tervantius quarreled with the witches and was stripped of the Cabal's protection, his havens in Camorra were turned into a deadly trap. I imagine they've been ransacked and destroyed by now. His other hideouts may be somewhere in the tangle of the webway, or in real space. But that last possibility is madness even for a homunculus.
He is pretty crazy. When did you have need of his expertise?
When the grotesque of a rival Cabal ripped my arm off at the shoulder, when I needed a substance to wring the truth out of you in the Obsidian Court, when I had personal desires that only a master of flesh could satisfy.
Personal desires?
You are just dying to know, aren't you?
Hope it's not boingy boingy. Anyway. The more I listen, the more it seems that for a proud Drukhari you much enjoy submitting.
An amusing example of a primitive mind. Any Drukhari towers over any monkey, and we do not conceal our attitude to livestock, but my Kabbalite kin. Every one of them should be treated with caution, and those who have already demonstrated their power and might are a deadly threat in their own right. I do not revel in submission. I accept things as they are. And I wait until a point of weakness reveals itself and calls to my blade.
You call yourself a trueborn, what does that mean? I'm gonna guess it's like a pure blood like Harry Potter where your both parents were actually Drukhari, maybe?
It is a caste in Camorra. Noble Drukhari born under certain circumstances. Their cradle before birth was not an amniotic gestational tube, but a living womb. Carrying a fetus for such a lengthy term is as good as a death sentence for a female Drukhari. She is too vulnerable to her enemy's attacks, and she is of no use on a raid. In Camorra, only the most powerful Drukhari, who are able to surround themselves with the best protection, can allow themselves such an extravagance. Farkaza Aziriesh, poisoner of Azdrujar, and Shaimish's elect, was one such exalted leader of the Drukhari. The result was worth the effort.
Poisoner of the Ashduzar. You speak Low Gothic. Knowing your kind, I cannot believe that you learned it willingly.
It was a punishment. One of my raids was not as successful as it should have been, and Irimaris ordered Tavantius to forcibly implant the knowledge of the repulsive monkey language into my mind. Supposedly so that I could at least benefit the Cabal by coaxing the monkey into their cages. 5 days I spent under a cerebral burner in the Spire's main hall, to the delight of Irimaris' entourage. I dislocated every joint, struggling in agony against my shackles. But I would endure it all again to expel this poison from my head.
Honestly, though, that sounds sick. It's like the Matrix. You just plug something into your brain or, like, have it scan or whatever. Boom. You know languages. Maybe you know a different fighting style. Maybe you know the past really well and can just instantly do it. Maybe you gain other skills like, oh, because of that, now I have eidetic memory. Everything I see, I just remember. Or you're able to, you know, have better reflexes. That would be sick. It'd probably screw you up. And it'd only be for the elite, but still, it's a cool concept. You have numerous titles. Tell me about them.
Eviscerator of Illyridas, Blaze of the Barkag Kingdom, and Slayer of Corocius the Pale. Illyridas was a world inhabited by our distant Eldari cousins, until I led a reaping raid there. The Barkag Kingdom was a separate cluster on the fringes of Camorra before it went to war with the Reaving Tempest, and by the time I left, I was wading through the blood of its inhabitants. And lastly, Corocius the Pale. He was an ancient homunculus who betrayed the Aziriesh at the behest of another Cabal. That was not a military victory, but a personal one. In his attempts to make himself invincible, Corocius had sown inside himself the deadliest creatures from the depths of Camorra. It did not save him. I cut out every one of his 8 hearts and sent them to his former coven as a warning to the rest.
Damn.
Are you sure?
What about your kind?
What exactly do you want to know?
In what way does your kind differ from the craft world Eldari?
In all ways. The Asuriani are feeble shadows of our ancestors. We are their true inheritors. The Asuriani hide from she who thirsts behind their paths, relying on the visions of their precious far-seers, or blind to the reality around them. We Drukhari laugh in the face of the unknown. We thrive off the carnage and pain we inflict.
What? You're kind of obsessed with pain. Why?
Because the ecstasy of suffering is the highest form of pleasure, accessible only to superior beings. By your very nature, creatures like you are incapable of knowing such gratification.
You lie. Drukhari cannot survive and escape the pole of chaos except by feeding off of the suffering of others.
Careful. My tolerance for such remarks will run out eventually, even
That's
given
true.
your depressingly simplistic mind and non-existent instinct for self-preservation.
Why do the Drukhari hide in the webway? Why not in real space?
Watch it. It is Monkey who run and hide, not our kin. Camorra is the legacy of our ancestors. They found a way to penetrate the tangle of the webway and move through its twisting labyrinths. Few would hazard to travel in this splintered kingdom, let alone erect bastions in it. The Drukhari are the only Eldari who do not fear the horrors of the webway. For every peril we overcome makes us stronger.
Razhai sounds sincere, but is clearly his truth that he is speaking. Something in his face makes you think that there's another reason why the Drukhari race chose such a tumultuous dimension to be their home. It's because if they come into real space, they're all dead. Instantly. Because Kamra's in another dimension, kind of like a sub-dimension. Slaanesh can't really reach in there that well. But if its walls got dampened or broken, it's all up for grabs. You're all dead. And she gets stronger and everyone's dead, pretty much. Maybe it would be a good thing, though, if she gets super strong, then Nurgle, Khorne, and Tzeentch might interfere because they like their balance and playing for the game. If one becomes too powerful, oh, we gotta go deal with them, take them down a notch. Anyway, I keep hearing the name Asdrubal Vex. Tell me about him.
No. No one speaks of the Overlord of Camorra without good reason. Amusing you is certainly not reason enough. Perhaps.
Okay. Damn.
What else?
What do you plan to do next?
I must adapt to my new circumstances. And to this bucket that you monkey call a void ship. These alloy bulkheads. So primitive.
You say that, yet I've killed probably at this point 20 to 30 Drukhari ships with this thing. Yeah, nah.
Then go.
Bye. Good talk. You're absolutely fun to talk to. Ooh, we got a rumor. Perhaps you would be interested in a Vox transmission I intercepted not long ago. The thoroughly encrypted message contained the coordinates of a landing site on a certain planet marked as rare cargo. I have not been able to uncover anything else, but I believe the encryption was intended for those who are involved in unsanctioned trade activities. A multitude of scout ships tirelessly explore the expanse in search of new resource deposits, but unfortunately not all of them represent the interests of the von Valancius dynasty. I occasionally intercept Vox transmissions from ships prowling in your domain in search of easy loot. An asteroid the size of a small planet has been discovered in the Sato's tomb system, and the prospectors believe there may be a wealth of resources hidden under the crust. And the last item, a few pilgrims from Footfall who were graciously welcomed aboard have been filling the crew's minds with tales of a world of the Ascended. They say the prayers on a world near the cold star Cinerus Maleficum have not ceased for several hundred years. They claim that the God Emperor himself chooses this planet and raised all its people to his halls. We have suppressed these rumors to ensure that the crew are not distracted from their vital tasks, but perhaps you might decide to visit this planet given its unusual reputation. Cool.
To what do I owe this visit?
Okay. Literally, you're just the executioner. You can kill everybody on this crew almost.
Lord Captain.
Okay. Oh, hi, Nomos. Nomos are here. What do you want to talk about? You read the databank recovered from Theodore's cache, and then you said the incident marked the beginning of Nomos. What does it mean by that? Yes, Nomos, remember. You brought us data sustenance, and it contained a name, Epitaph. We recognized it. No, not like that. In the name, we recognize the place where Nomos originate. You don't want to elaborate? Interesting. I met your cousin, Macarius. May I ask your opinion of him? I liked him. I believe he and I came to an understanding. You liked Macarius? I meant to say I'm glad my cousin has earned your respect. Or your favor. Good talk. Yeah, that totally helped us. I wish to hear news about the Protectorate to keep apprised of things. We discovered a world that is home to a long-abandoned colony founded centuries ago by one of your predecessors. A ship was sent there carrying several thousand colonists who were to restore the derelict settlement. After the ship entered its system of destination, contact was lost with it, and its fate remains unknown. Perhaps you would like to investigate the disappearance of that vessel personally. In addition to that, pirates have presented a serious problem for your domain. For centuries, a group of bandits headed by a ship called the Elusive Contempt has been raiding cargo vessels on their way from the Protectorate's most plentiful extractia. Their ability to deftly escape pursuit by patrols has allowed them to operate with complete impunity. The pirate's flagship has been spotted in a nearby system. Your ship is sufficiently powered to finally chase down those brazen scoundrels and bring them to justice. The Astropathic Choir has received a series of alarming messages concerning the Narmer 4 system, where a dangerous space anomaly has supposedly manifested itself. Its nature is unknown, but the fabric of space within the system is reported to be curved and unstable. It is said that any ship entering the region disappears without a trace. I believe we ought to be prudent and steer clear of that system. There is something else. The ship's astropaths have caught echoes of alarming messages. Unidentified ships abandoned by their crew have been spotted in several systems of the Expanse. It may only be rumor, but those who encountered them have gone missing. Okay. We got some new stuff. I can't get all of it. Interesting. Soul pattern shotgun. That. The wearer gains plus 20 tech use and logic. They can also re-roll failed tests once per test. Interesting. If the wielder is a psyker, they can immediately re-roll a failed parry attempt once per attack with a chance of success equal to their willpower. And it does 1 more damage. Interesting. Mars pattern power axe. Gunnery shield. Gain parry and reroll failed dodge tests. When they use controlled shot, any enemies adjacent to the wearer's allies suffer a minus 30 penalty to dodge against the wearer's next attack. Interesting. Alright. For you, you are the only one that likes these. News, cost. So I'll keep one in case we come across an event that needs it. Of each. Eldari Drukari has one. Void Pirate Trophies. There you go. Now I can get 13 speed with strong acceleration and braking. Wrath Starfighters consists of 4 attack craft. Each of them has a heavy laser turret. Short range does 8 shots, dealing 10 each, so up to 80. Nothing compared to what I already have on, but that's something. Drusians. I feel like I should boost you guys up a little bit. Okay. Medkit, Enforcer, Carapace, which is probably nothing. They can use Shield Swing with their shield against multiple enemies in the area. The wearer shield attacks deal an additional plus toughness bonus damage. These boots grant the wearer a plus 15% dodge reduction bonus for attacks with melee. Okay. The item grants the wearer a plus 5 bonus to parry reduction. If the wearer has Conviction Iconoclast, all allies gain a plus 18% hit chance against enemies adjacent to the wearer. The wearer automatically dodges ally melee attacks. Could be better. Okay. Let's talk to Jay.
You are spoiling me with the splendor.
Never mind. Abel? Nothing new. Have you discovered anything more about the door from your visions?
No, Lord Captain, not a thing. And I'm wandering from bay to bay, scaring the crew. But don't worry, I'm sure that as soon as we get close, well, there'll be no mistaking it.
All
Anything
right.
in the future?
The stone visage of the Emperor is fearsome, but it does not see the flames at his feet. The brow of the one who calls herself his retribution is crowned by an orbital halo of corpses. But they do not all burn the same. Cold calculation can break even righteous anger. There is a canister of promethium at your feet, and where to pour it is your decision alone. In the labyrinth of a strange world, vengeance is served in procession. An eye for an eye. The spilt blood of those who see leads to revenge against those who were blinded. And drawn by the scent, a second beast comes running, baring its teeth. Its taming is a sham and leads to a crossroads. Wash out the poisoned blood, revel in it, or soak the earth in scarlet. The clockwork heart of a forbidden relic beats out of rhythm, grating more with every throb. He who started on your path with you will make way for daybreak. In the foundry depths, a devastating blade is forged, one that you cannot hold. To unsheath it is to call down doom and destruction.
Okay, from what I get from this one, The first one, no, not that one. This one, that might be talking about Incendia Chorda, where she calls herself holy, but she's not entirely good. And depending on my actions, people might die from the whole like idea of that. The Labyrinth world, I have no idea. This is like saying in a labyrinth, maybe a maze or an actual labyrinth, maybe a hive world. There'll be someone that comes up to me, but helping them will actually make things worse. And then this maybe could be Kiava Gamma and talking about a super weapon, but that will just kill everyone.
I'm sorry, Lord Captain.
Okay, we got our words.
Take heed, Nemo.
Hi, sorry.
The Dark City released us from its thorny embrace. The wounds of the body will heal. But what about the wounds of the soul? Cruderach fell, and its demise shattered the fragile lives of countless children of Osirian. Scattered across this part of the galaxy, hounded by the monkey, pursued by the Dark Cousins, imprisoned by the servants of She Who Thirsts. Hatred is strangling me like a snake, and fear is coursing through my body like a burning poison. For the path I chose is leading me down the roads of failure. I can neither hold back my grief nor rein in my anger. And yet, I am powerless to stray from my path. Pay no heed to my fleeting wrath, Anantark. When the will slips away, the soul trembles with rampant emotions. But I will resign my heart to meekness, for there is no other way a marked outcast can help their fellow Eldari wandering in the dark.
Many things happen in Kamra. Are you alright?
I found myself in the Dark City after following the twisted roads of truth and lies. And although the truth blossomed like an ugly bud and scratched my soul with its thorns, I did find the answers to my questions. Those who come back from the dark of the webway will never be the same. But it is we who change while the surrounding world remains imminent. This thought gives me strength.
Cruderach suffered an inevitable fate. I'm sorry your world is lost.
I have no need for your sympathy, Alantark. Besides, neither Monkey nor my dark kin found the decaying remnants of Cruderach. Perhaps all is not lost. Perhaps we may yet bring back what has been taken.
What will happen to the seer now?
As soon as Eklendil gathers his strength, he will depart the Lilithon through the Webway Gate. Do not ask where his path takes him. He follows the road of his own destiny. It is as it should be.
So where does the path of the outcast lead you now?
On the trail of a monkey called Caligos Winterscale. Even a worm may harm a wounded tiger by bringing infection into an open wound. And the wounds of my people have been bleeding ever since Cruderach's demise. The spirits of my kin need a poultice, a hope, not the executioner's sword already poised to fall. You may try. Elantark?
Okay, we can't talk.
Elantark?
Sorry. Oh. Where's Pascal? There he is.
The Omnissiah knows the request is approved, acknowledged.
I am surprised.
No, no,
You
no,
should
no, no.
acknowledged.
Oh boy, that good thing it's a confirm. Holy moly guacamole. Let's go to the chapel and then the choir to see what everyone has been doing, if there's anything else we need to deal with before we start heading out. Then I'll go back to my quarters and talk to Mazurite and
It's about time.
Earthfail. Sorry, I'm gonna get his name down eventually. Nothing special. No special names. Besides, you know, of course, Zachary Weiss. Never mind. Stand by in the front. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Welp. Ulfar. That's his name. Shrine. Maybe our congregation has something to say, or maybe there's a guy on the side. Last time we came in here, there was a guy we never saw before that wanted to go on a spiritual journey. Maybe he's back? I don't know. Nope. Nothing for you.
Victory awaits!
Hello? Never mind. And nothing over here. Okay. Don't go to... We're not going to go freight line. That's just too much area to cover. So let's go to my quarters. Because then I can talk to... I already forgot his name. God, I'm so bad with names. Urfin. Ooh. A Talos paint engine, the creation of the deranged minds of the Drukhari homunculi, twisted sculptors of flesh from the dark city of Kamara. Cool. I think that's everything else that was added. The glinting display of the displayed weapons is mesmerizing. You have never seen this many of these articles before. Ah. Is this Crater Rock now? We'll say. Nope. Ooh. Okay. Ulfar. I wish to listen to his sagas. You have fine chambers, Edvator. Now, what kind of saga do you want to hear? Ooh. I want to hear about a terrifying tale. Once when I was young, a foul sorcerer bewitched me in battle. It made me see my own brothers as warp spawn, and I attacked them. Good was my fortune that our leader made short work of the scum before I could harm any of my brothers. Any and great was my horror when I realized what I had nearly done. Foams the mouth of the spell-bound runt, biting the flesh of prey misperceived. The sorceress grief will forever remember the pup, scarred by brotherly blood, all but spilt. Something amusing. Once my brothers and I clashed with a throng of orcs. On the 5th day of the fray, Brother Harad skewered one of the meaty bastards with his chainsword, and his sword got stuck. The fight still raged on around him, so Harad just kept swinging his sword, and the impaled corpse along with it. And that is how he got the moniker Harad Barbfang. Flies the green carrion above a battlefield bloody, 'tis the banner of Harad. His glory displayed, it sends his foes fleeing, afraid of becoming Barbfang's new standard. I want to hear a heroic tale of valor. I have seen my brothers accomplish many fine deeds, but I will not tell stories of them today. Instead, I will honor the valor of a mortal guards maiden named Soria. When all of her comrades had fled or fallen, she stood alone and fought with us against the unholy scourge. She died with honor, a lad's pistol in one hand and a torn banner in the other. Fragile is the human form that stands with the Astartes, yet those with heart aflame a hero's honored place will claim, beside the All-Father's children. Dang. There you go. And then we'll quickly try to get Mirazhai in if I can. I wonder what sort of amusements he'll suggest. I've been told that you seek entertainment. Well, since you demand my time, I have a few ideas for you. How does bloodletting sound? I will not drain you completely, I promise. Are you out of your mind? Ah, so you crave something more sophisticated. What about becoming more closely acquainted with this conductive charge of yours? Bro. No. If you insist, I'll personally flay the skin from your back and send your servants to fetch some sacks of salt for the bath. Oh my god, no. This is madness. You wanted entertainment, so you called me. What else did you expect? On second thought, save your answer. I do not care. I'll now return to what I was doing before you so rudely interrupted. So bro was just trying to kill me. Putting a wound in salt water does not sound fun, especially since it's my entire back. Putting a lamp cord still attached to electricity in water would not be good for me. And what was the other one? Oh, what was the other one? I already lost it. It was that bad. Bloodletting. Bloodletting was the least worrisome of all those, because bloodletting, it's not too bad, but still. One of your subordinates by the name of Marius approached me. He expressed his desire to become a missionary. I didn't know this was here. So I have heard. Well, Marius complained about his shifts, and any healer who cannot dedicate themselves to their work completely is a healer not worth having around. I have no regrets. Good for you, you stuck-up little piece of poop. Alright, I'm gonna leave this episode here. I promise, I keep saying it, but now we're gonna go into the map and try to go around the galaxy and solve all these side quests and stuff and go around to different planets. We're not gonna go to Dargonis. Footfall. Footfall's gonna advance the story further, so we can go anywhere else, it seems like. And we might have a time issue with some of them, because there's active raids going on, so we'll see. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a nice day.